Hello there and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Cosplay Cafe, where we're going to be serving up a ice cold cup of cosplay. And this is our first Tuesday episode, and we hope that you're enjoying your week so far. And for now, I'm gonna roll those credits, baby. Just gonna run our ad roll and then we'll get this show on the road.
Pokeballs by Crayle is your one-stop shop for handmade magical creations that celebrate all the Pokemon universe has to offer. Available on CrayleVanest.com, that's CrayleVanest.com, and possibly coming to a con near you.
One nightmare destroyed Aidan O'Donnell. Aidan Gray, aka Scorcher, was born out of those ashes. The Forces of Nature trilogy is about the destructive powers of having superpowers that you don't understand and can't control. It's about redemption, about finding love and finding yourself. You can find the first two books, Scorcher and Thin Ice, online wherever books are sold. You can also pre-order the upcoming audiobook for Scorcher at www.kellyguentner.com. That's www.KELLYGUENTNER. Alrighty, so tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about literary cosplay. So that is cosplay based on characters from books. And first of all, I'm going to bring out my lovely co-barista, Crayle. Andrea's at work tonight, unfortunately, but Crayle is here, looking absolutely gorgeous as Lady Amalthea from The Last Unicorn. Hi, Crayle.
Hi. Yes, this was a team effort costume. Andrea altered the bust part of the dress and Kelly added the details like the lace and the buttons and stuff, and getting the makeup right for it when I'm doing full on photos was like a 6-week process. So it's a shame Andrea can't be here while it's getting its podcast debut, but
it was literally a Cosplay Cafe barista project. I also hemmed that beast of a skirt. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. It has so much skirt. You'll see it later.
You're lucky I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am doing a kind of formal, mostly just cool cosplay of my character Aidan from Scorcher. You all saw the ad roll. And we're going to bring out my friend Charli Rahe, who is also an author. I met her a couple months ago at my Gotham photo shoot that I hosted, and she is just awesome. I'm really excited to let her talk a little bit more about her books and about her cosplay. She's multi-talented, really cool, and you all are going to love her. So, welcome, Charli.
Hi, everybody.
Cheers. Hi. I love your cup. It's so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Nice,
very mermaidy.
Yes, very.
So do you want to start by telling us about your book series and about the character that you're portraying?
Sure. So my book series is a romantasy series. It's about a girl from Chicago who goes back to her homeland and finds out she's not quite human. She enrolls in this magical finishing school of sorts and has to navigate this archaic magical system that is very male centric. And being a modern Chicago girl, there's a lot of issues when it comes to that. And I'm actually not a full character. My prologue is printed on the skirt of my dress, which you will see later. And my books are on the bodice. So this is my book dress.
I love it.
And
I'm going to show off your. So I'm going to show off your covers real quick. I'm not sure if they're in order, so I apologize in advance.
Yeah, no
so,
sweat. Yep.
This is the first one.
Yep, that's right.
The cover is so gorgeous. All your covers are gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. Second book, that's right. I think that's the one that wanted to go twice. Yep, that's the third book.
All right.
And that is the fourth. They are all right. And then there's 3 more that'll come out by the end of this year. So
wow, you've been a busy bee.
I'm very ambitious, rapid release. I've been sitting on these books since 2014. So it's a long overdue thing. At this point, it's mostly editing and illustrating, which I don't do. I can't do that. But I have an amazing team at Mibble Art that does all the illustrating for me. So yeah.
Carl agrees that those are good covers, good designs. So
thank you.
And I actually
Carl Witzman,
yes, I actually am going to. We've had people saying hello this whole time. Carl said hello. Ryan Permison says hello, ladies. How are you? Carl, good to see you.
I think I'm going to be on Ryan's podcast in November.
Are.
Yes.
And I quote, Ryan's show. Derek Spicer says, hey, hi, howdy, book nerdices. Derek Spicer may or may not end up giving you a nickname, Charlie, by the end of the episode. That's kind of his, one of his things.
And cosplay suggestions. If he really likes you, he'll suggest a character for you.
Man, I love that, actually.
We have fun regulars. We love them very much.
Ryan Permison again says, hope to cosplay as Abraham Snow from the Snow series, written by Bobby Nash.
Ooh.
See. And Cool Gamer says, hello, everybody. And last but very much not least, Skylar Productions, Willow, says, hey, everyone.
Hey, Willow. Willow is a hostess on 2 other shows on the network. Our flagship show, Back of the Cereal Box, and also Cryptid Crunch. And we adore Willow. She's also a talented cosplayer and great at everything she does.
Oh, awesome. So, yep. You're in good company.
Yeah. So, Charlie, how did you get into cosplay?
I've always been really obsessed with Halloween. I think that's where it started. But then I started going to book conventions because I am a book nerd first and foremost in all things. So I would cosplay book characters. So I don't know, you can kind of see I've got like this pink helmet thing up there. That's from Cara Marie Moning's Fever series, her lead. And I drug that all the way to Dublin to where the series takes place and took pictures in that. So I was like kind of dabbling then. And then again, super huge book nerd. And I read the Song of Ice and Fire series like multiple times and was so stoked when Game of Thrones initially came out. And the White Sox had a Game of Thrones night. So it was right before my birthday. And I convinced my friends to dress up with me and go to the Sox game. It just so happens that there were cosplayers there. So they gave me a card and they're like, hey, we're going to go to the Renaissance Fair in Bristol this coming weekend for, I think it was like RenCon then. I can't remember. I think it's RenCon. And I was like, oh, okay. I showed up in a different cosplay. So then I was playing Ilaria Sand And then I changed it to, in the show, she's called Yara Greyjoy. And it just so happened that the guy who invited me was dressed as Euron Greyjoy. And we really hit it off. I made a lot of friends that day, and they're like, you should join our group. And I was like, okay. So I ended up just doing events with them, and I built a throne. I built the Iron Throne out. At that time, it was cardboard, and they're like, what? Because I used to throw these big parties for premieres. Every time Game of Thrones had another premiere, I was like, I need a new prop. I got to get a bigger prop. I got to make more props. I got to get people to dress up and come to my house and like force people to enjoy this with me. So he actually asked me if I could bring that to C2E2 one year, because they had, there was a whole thing. And that was it. I went to C2E2 in 2016 with my giant cardboard throne, and I've been hooked ever since. Like, I just can't stop. It's a problem. I actually updated the throne with foam, and it lives in my storage area still. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm very attached to it. I've like threatened to throw it out, but yeah.
No. You can't throw out the throne.
Right.
You won the throne.
Like, it's the Iron Throne. Like, good year. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I got started.
Nice. And what about writing? How'd you get into writing?
Oh, gosh. So like in 6th grade, another book, I read The Hobbit for the first time. Yes. And my 6th grade teacher, like, he was very big on like just writing and like really like honing your voice. Even like being like 12 years old, he was like, just write and write and write. And he just was like, you found your voice. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I started journaling every day. Like, it was ridiculous. I just had like novels filled with handwriting, just, my day to day, all the time. It got to the point where people would see me journaling and they would just gift me more journals. And I would write and write and write. And I did that up until I got out of high school. And then I put them aside, and I kind of, you kind of fall off and you get into, things that older teenagers, young 20-year-old people are into. So I kind of stopped for a while. But then I had my daughter and I had my twin boys, and my twin boys were preemies. So I did not get out very much at all. We had moved to the East Coast, so I didn't hardly know anybody. And I'm stuck in the house with these 3 little kids. They're 17 months apart. And I was like, you know what? I've got to do something for me again. And you get to thinking like, what is going to refill my cup that I can actually do at home? It's not super expensive. And I was like, I'm going to write again. I'm like, that really does fill me up. I do it for me. I love how it feels, but like I never committed to the story until that point. So it was, technically free when you start. You just need ideas. It progressively gets more expensive. But at the time, it was perfect. And it took me 2 years to get through to a point where I felt good about it, good enough to share it with people. So then I started to slowly, like, hey, I kind of wrote a book. You guys want to read it? And then I wouldn't tell them how many books I wrote. So like I've had all 7 since 2014, but I was really weird about it.
Wow.
I was like, I wrote a book. Do you want to read this one book? And they'd be like, oh my gosh, of course. And then they'd finish me like, oh, you've got something here. And I'm like, I actually have another book. Do you want to read this other book? And I would just do that, 6 times after the first book. And they're like, how many books when is the end of this? But it was good. They gave a lot of great critiques and, advice to help me progress. And I got really weird about it again, and I didn't want to share it, but I kept writing. Like I just like secretly kept writing. And my friend, she actually was pushing me to query agents and stuff like that. So she's like, for my birthday, I want you to query somebody. And I was like,
oh, that's a good friend.
Oh yeah. She made it into the first, dedication. I was like, thank you so much for pushing me. I hated it, but I love you. And thank you for supporting me.
It's hard
It
because you're like
is. It's
literally fragments of your soul and you're putting them out there for the
yes.
world to judge. Ooh,
Yeah, it
it's
is
the worst.
tough. It is so tough. Yeah, and then you just do that again and again and again, and it doesn't stop because you are selling yourself, even though it's your books. You are not your books, but to get to places, you kind of have to sell yourself. Like, hey, I'm somewhat entertaining and slightly educated. Like, maybe you want to read this.
Yeah, like 30% of my work as an editor is like playing therapist, being like, it's gonna be
Oh my gosh.
okay. And if people judge you, you're never gonna meet them. And if they leave you a mean
Yes.
review, maybe it'll be funny enough that you can get some clicks from it. But more people are gonna enjoy it. That's why we're polishing it and editing it and having other people look at it before it goes out into the whole world. And it will
Yes.
be okay, and you will be all right. Take a deep breath. Just 30% minimum per client, except for one who's been writing for 20 years. He's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not
That is amazing.
Not that I don't want to bolster him. It's just not part of like the job with that client. He's very experienced.
Oh yeah.
But
I bet it does get easier with each book. The first one I was a wreck. I anticipated some anxiety, like I'm just naturally a nervous person, so I was like, I'm going to kind of freak out. But then, like after I put it out there, I was like, I don't want to be near a computer. I don't want my phone near me. Like I just want to go hide in my basement for like a month. But that was not what happened at all. I was like, oh man, like I actually have to like advertise this now. I have to tell people that I put this book out. So yeah.
When you're so sick of it, yep.
Yeah.
When I was in the editing process with my second one, well, because I put it aside and while my kids were young, I put it aside for like 10 years. And so then I had to revisit old writing. And I kept calling Crayle because yes, Crayle probably was my therapist like 75% of the time. She's also my best friend. So I was calling her. I was like, not only do I need you to reassure me that it's gonna be okay, but I need you to tell me, like, why have I ever written any words ever and shown them to people? Like,
yeah.
Can you reassure me that I can like even
do
write
any
words
of these
that are
sentences
worth
make
reading?
sense? Yeah.
Okay, and my life was a wreck at the time, and Kelly knew my life was a wreck. She gave me this super like flexible editing schedule, and then every time I would talk to her about how my motivation levels were low, she'd start blaming herself. She'd be like, "Oh God, it's because my book is so bad," and I was like, "Kelly, no, no."
Oh, I get that. I totally get that. Yep. Yeah.
I was like, can you just tell me I'm pretty and worthwhile and talented? Just stroke my hair.
Right. Yeah.
It's
No,
terrible.
you kind of do need that though. But it went, so I actually, I was a wreck the whole time. I was very easily a wreck for like a month. Because then I went to the doctor, which I do not recommend. If you are like in the midst of, not a nervous breakdown, just like a nervous episode, don't get like an annual checkup. Just don't do it. Because they're going to be like, oh, hey, your blood pressure is high. And you're going to be like, I believe you. Like, I'm sure you're right. And that's kind of what happened. And then I was like, dang, like they're going to put me on blood pressure medication if I don't chill out. I did chill out. I'm a lot better now. I can release a book without a complete panic attack. It's taken 4 books, but I'm there now. And hopefully it continues.
That's good
to get
know.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, like 4. So
I got 2 more.
So by the end of our Squonk book, you should be good, Kelly.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably not. I'm just a mess of a human.
Right. Well, Charli, you are really inspiring our commenters here that are there just blabbermouths. I'm not sure which one it is, but apparently I say that with love. A lot of our commenters are friends. Derek Spicer says so much pressure now after me mentioning his nicknaming and cosplay suggestioning.
Right, give me some good ones.
Carl Witzman says, I don't think that I would cosplay some of my current characters. Maybe a future novel, though. You know,
not the Mad Gasser, Carl.
That's exactly the one I was thinking. I was like, you know, some of them that would be a little creepy. Derek Price says also 7 books. I need to step up my game. Derek published Tales of Havera, The Orb of Emancipation, I think last year. Has it been a full year yet? Derek, if you've hit your 1 year anniversary of being a published author.
But Derek, your one book is like thick enough to be 7.
That's awesome.
It's true. It's a long book. It's worth it. It's very like Game of Thrones in space almost. That's my comparison, not probably the way he would describe it. He would describe it as like a space themed fantasy with some like video game influences. It's really cool.
Sounds cool.
Highly recommend.
And
Ryan,
it's spicy.
Oh yeah, it's a little spicy.
Oh yeah,
spicy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I love spice.
Ryan Permission says life is better when reading. Facts. Yeah. And Kelly's husband Thomas says obsessed with Halloween. Sounds familiar, Kelly. Also, forcing people to like what you like. Sounds familiar, Kelly.
Yeah. When all your friends are normies, like you're expanding their horizons, really. You're doing them a favor.
I remember being so sad when I like early in my cosplay life, when I didn't have any local friends who cosplay. I was so sad that like a friend of mine had posted that she got her friends to dress up as Batman characters for her birthday. I was like, how did you get your friends to do that? My birthday is around Halloween and I can't even get my friends to do that. And now I have cosplay friends who are localish.
Yeah.
Life is good.
It's so good. It's so great. I love it. I love going to conventions with them, going to the fair with them, just meeting them up. Like the photo shoots. I'm so glad I got to do that photo shoot. Like I never get to do that because my time's usually. Yeah, it was awesome.
You got to meet.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was good. I'm glad.
Derek has his first cosplay suggestion for you. He says, for some reason, I think Shiera Seastar for Charli from A Song of Ice and Fire.
Okay. I'm going to have to
remember that character.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to like write that down now.
And Carl Witzman says, yes, sucker them in 1 book at a time. I mean, you don't want to scare them. You don't want to be like, I've got 7 books. I expect you to read them.
Right. Yeah. Right. No. And they're not like little baby books. They are like 500 pages a piece. So, you know, it's a little bit of a, you know, you're a time commitment. So yeah, I had to like feel them out. Like, okay, you survived the first 2. You survived the 3rd. Guess what? It's not a trilogy.
Gauntlet.
Yeah. Well, really quick before we do the cosplay catwalk, we have a question from the audience. Are you ready?
Ooh, sure.
Yes.
Ryan Permission asks, Charli, what are movies you can watch over and over again? Go.
So many. I have an eclectic taste. I am all over the place. So I'm gonna go. I think my top 4, 7. I love a good serial killer. I don't know. The Wedding Singer.
Nice.
Those
are totally alike.
I know, right? It's totally normal. Minority Report. I love that movie. I don't know. And Willow. Like probably like a little bit of each genre there. Definitely top 4.
Also, Crayle, I'm thinking Charli should be our Yennefer from The Witcher. Now that I'm thinking about it. Charli, are you a Witcher fan?
I am.
You should.
Do you like Yennefer?
I do.
Okay.
So
because I cosplay as Triss and Crayle cosplays as Ciri, and
very cool.
We need a Yennefer.
Oh, dude, I'm so down. Yeah.
Add it to your list.
Yeah. Let's write this down.
because you would make a beautiful Yennefer.
Oh, thank you.
So, you're welcome. We do the video game versions. So
Yeah. I've
now that
seen
you
it.
have to do this.
Yeah, I've seen your what was it? The Futures Past? Was that?
Times of
Yeah.
Future
Times of
Past, yep.
Future.
Yeah, that was awesome. That looked awesome.
For
We
our
had so much
patrons,
fun there.
if you go to patreon.com/PhoenixSisCosplay, like it is the little @ down there, it's patreon.com/that without the @ I
Yeah.
did to see edits in front of like magical doors and like rising blood moon and stuff like that for the it's patrons only right now. Some of them will get published next month, but not all of them. But I'm so proud of my photo editing that I did for that one.
You did so good.
That's awesome.
So yeah, shameless plug.
Yeah, no, plug away. This is your show.
So we never make the
Okay.
guests go first for cosplay
Mhm.
catwalk, by the way, because we're not mean.
I mean,
I'll go first.
To our guests, we're not mean.
Right.
To other
I feel like I guess
I'll go first. I am not wearing shoes, so I'm not even gonna try to show off my feet. So if y'all are here for my feet, it's not happening this week. Too sexy for my cosplay. I'm too sexy for my cosplay. It's definitely a mini skirt, but apparently I can't get the camera to show that off. It's my Maleficent dress.
Wait. Here. I've got some coins to throw for you.
Oh, nice.
for Tress. I actually had those coins for throwing them to the song. So, and this is like my random crap area. So I just still have those coins here for my Witcher coins.
See, you really do need to join us.
All right.
Which of you two wants to go next?
I'll just
next.
get. Oh, you okay?
If you want to get your headphones off and detangle that while I'm going, then we'll just do it in that order.
That works.
Right.
All right.
I am
Crazy.
too sexy for my cosplay. I'm too sexy for my cosplay.
Woo!
I don't have as much room as normal. I'm
Okay.
Charlie, too sexy for her cosplay. She's too sexy for her cosplay.
You
can see my pages.
Oh my gosh. That is so pretty.
Oh my gosh.
And here's my books. All my books are on here.
I love it.
Sorry, I can't even sing. I'm just too in awe. I know you sent me a picture already, but like, dang, girl.
My crown. All right.
Yeah.
That is so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
And I do have a mid-episode announcement. For the whole month of July, my business, Crayle, that you saw that one ad for in the beginning, is actually sponsoring all of the network's shows this month. I did a special breakfast item collection. So it's all like breakfast, cereal, coffee, ham and eggs. So we're going to run a really, really short ad for that. I hope it's, entertaining enough to justify that there. Why can't I find it? There we go.
Pokemon love cereal. Hi, I'm Crayle from Pokeballs by Crayle. You probably recognize me from appearing on various shows on the Cereal Box Network. For the month of July 2023, I will be running a very special collection. I am teaming up with the network to do a special breakfast-themed collection. So go to CrayleVanest.com, and featured right there on my store page is the breakfast collection, because Pokemon love breakfast. Most of them love it as much as Pikachu likes that ketchup bottle. You know what I'm talking about. So again, that's CrayleVanest.com. Or you can hit the link in the description wherever you're finding this video.
All right.
Awesome.
And now I'm going to show off some of your pictures that you sent us.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me- And if you just want to talk about each picture as I pop them up, talk about the costume or whatever you want to say about it.
Okay. Oh gosh. I was so happy to do that one. I like
So good.
I joined this Disney Mandalorian mashup group pre-COVID, and I could not get my crap together in time. And I was like, I had started it, but I couldn't finish in time. But I loved it. I wanted to do it so bad. So I finally finished it once everything opened back up again, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'll just wear it by myself. I'm like, I don't need a whole group. And it was a huge hit. I wore it to C2E2 and took a ton of pictures, and people thought it was really cool. And I spent a ridiculous amount of time, and there was white fur all over my basement for months. But it was really cool. I'm really
Worth
glad I
it.
did that one. Yeah, 100%.
That's really good. Like, that's a really cool build.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah. Customers with a cause, Lydia. Yeah, that was really fun. I do love a Tim Burton cosplay. I've got, you can't really tell right now, I've got like really big eyes, really round eyes, so I can do those characters fairly well. And then when I found out that Glenn was doing it, I was like, oh, done. And then Dan, the shrinking head guy, he came out and I was like, this is like, I have to come up with something.
Perfect.
So I put all these lights underneath it. They weren't on at that time. But when night fell and we're in the parade walking downtown Chicago, you could see the lights and stuff. That was so much fun. It was a lot of fun.
You all look fantastic. And
yeah, I think Glenn's won a bunch of prizes for that one. He's super talented. Yeah.
He is, and he's so sweet. He's got just like the best energy.
Yes. Oh gosh. So that was yeah. That one also took forever. So that shield is actually a tray from Hobby Lobby. I felt it was perfect for Rapunzel because she's just kind of repurposing everything in her life. And I was like, you know what? This one tray for shields, it's going to work. I'm going to make this work. And the Pascal is actually just something that I painted from Five Below and sewed onto my shoulder. I really like repurposing stuff. That is my favorite type of cosplay. I like, for me, working smarter and not harder. Like, I got to play to my strengths, and my strengths are being able to make something out of something somebody else would have thrown away. So yeah,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, this is my warrior Rapunzel.
I love it so much. I love Rapunzel anyways, but you look awesome.
Thank you. Oh yes, Eddie. So this was C2E2. You can see it in the back. There was a flash mob that they organized. I think it was last year, C2E2 actually, and we got a lot of flack for it because people were over Eddie at that point because it was just kind of beat down on you like Eddie's amazing, because Eddie is amazing. But then people were on like TikTok and stuff were like, ugh, like you guys and your cringe flash mob. And I was like, it was so much fun. I had a blast. It was one of my favorite times cosplaying ever because everybody was on the same vibe. We were just there to dance and be ridiculous. So
why do people have to rain on others' parade?
No idea. It was really weird. And I didn't know anything about it at the time. I wasn't on TikTok. So I was like, people were telling me about it. And I was like, really? People don't like it? It doesn't have anything to do with them. But no, you can't make everybody happy.
People are
you didn't do it for them.
Etiquette. You're supposed to have fun.
Right. It was a lot of fun. Oh yes. I love Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the 9 going to Bristol, I'm like, ooh, do I want to? But I don't want to. I don't want to wear that helmet. That helmet every time. I couldn't barely. You can see that I could barely see out of it. But I did take a picture with Carl Urban, who was like my brother, and I was so excited for that. I was like, done. I can retire this cosplay forever because this is it. Like, this is the culmination of, I forget how you pronounce it. Is Dernhelm? I don't probably mispronouncing that, but you know what I mean.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you.
I am torn with the 9 myself because I really want to go to Bristol with them, but in my R1. But I would die of heat exhaustion in that helmet.
Maybe after you finish your green dress, maybe you could make your green dress out of like really light layers. I don't know.
Maybe.
No, probably still not.
No, the green dress is also velvet. What I would need to do is make her nightgown from the that I could make that, and that would be cool.
That would work. Yeah.
Like literally cool.
Yeah, that's real chain mail, which I like ordered. I was like, I'm not gonna make chain mail. It weighed so much. It was ridiculously heavy. And I was working a booth at the time too. So like I just remember getting out of my Carl Urban picture and I'm just like, ugh, like flinging it off of me. But then I just shake my arm so it slides down. I was done. Like 30 pounds of metal. Like, that's it. I'm done.
Crayle, that's a preview of the chainmail upgrade to your Legato.
Mine would not weigh 30 pounds. Aluminum all the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
True.
that's definitely the way to go. Oh, that was a fun one.
So good.
So I do like the Mandalorian, and I love Mandalorian mashups. And
we couldn't tell.
So that is my Greyjoy mashup. I went to see Kit Harington and I can't think of her name, but Brienne from Game of Thrones. So I had photo ops with both of them, and it was so funny. Because I was the same height as Kit. And then I'm next to Brienne, and she's like towering over me still. So it gave a really good size comparison. Like, I don't know how they shot that with them both on screen.
They could do all sorts of witchery to make actors look the same height or taller or whatever. Like,
I believe it.
I mean, think about what they have to do with Tom Cruise because he's like 5'2", but they make him look so much taller.
Oh yeah, that's my Greyjoy. That was at Wrigley Field. We were invited to. They had this big iron throne, and like we just stood up there and looked kind of, I just looked like sassy, basically, just kind of sneering at everybody. But gosh, that was so much fun. That was a great day. We like got to basically wander around everywhere we wanted.
Yes.
And like go to the game and stuff. And we took this Last Supper picture with all the Game of Thrones characters.
I
love blasphemous, but it was fun. Right. Nobody cared.
I mean, it's not because it's classical art. It's not like you literally ripped a page out of the Bible. Like, it's classical art, so it's a gray area.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, and that was
foam. I say.
That was that.
Nice.
All that armor was foam.
Wow.
That was my first big foam build that actually went well.
Looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really good. Foam is kind of a beast to work with. Like, there's a learning curve.
Yes, definitely. Oh, yeah. So we did a huge He-Man group, and I was very ambitious with this wig. So that is Yeah, that is hair. That is like wig hair that it's just like I don't remember how many wigs I bought, like 6 or something.
Oh my god.
Initially
I was gonna ask.
I could totally do this from yarn, but I totally could not. So
Yeah.
I made like the base. I had to put like a wire cage underneath because it was so heavy it needed support. And
Yep.
then the front is foam and the stone is real, but within the hair is all yarn. And then I just kind of covered it. And then I used like
Wow.
the hair, like real hair spray, colored spray, and just sprayed
Mm.
the crap out of it because the actual colored hair was way out of my budget. So I was like, okay, like how do we make this cost effective and cool? And yeah, like cheap wigs, regular hairspray, paint, and it really, I was very happy with the way it came out. And that was, again, such a super fun group. And I've never seen another one of that character out in the wild. So, like the modern
Yeah, I
version,
haven't
yes,
either.
but not like the old version. Not like from back when I was little.
It looks amazing. Like really
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
It-
That was like after doing like armor and wearing leather and stuff like that to like wear this like little pink and purple skirt. I was like, I was a little intimidated because I'm not a big like shorts or skirts person. So like doing that with cosplay and then like lugging around my own head, it was, it was a little intimidating, but I thought it turned out really well, especially within the group. Like you couldn't really notice me, but within the group, it was like, oh, like this lines up very nicely.
I
No,
like it.
yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. Derek Spicer explained to us who Shiera was, a daughter of King Aegon IV, paramour with Bloodraven, considered the most beautiful woman in the world, and a sorceress who bathed in blood to preserve her youth. So apparently Derek did pull off the most beautiful woman in the world. Also,
I would love to do a blood version of that. That would be really cool.
Yeah. He also says the first nickname that comes to mind is Charlie Main the Greatest. Which he says is a little redundant because the suffix main is short for great anyway. So
my dad used to call me Charlemagne.
Oh, that's cute.
Cute.
When we were
And
doing
then
the cosplay catwalk. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we only had one viewer submission this week. So we have the lovely Keely, aka Lady Rat 13, as Aelin. She just looks fantastic from the Throne of Glass
love
series.
that tiara.
Yeah, she's
That's
just
gorgeous.
She's so gorgeous. She just nails everything she does. So
Nice.
quality
Yeah.
submission this week.
Yeah.
When we were doing the cosplay catwalk, this one was directed at Kelly. Carl Witzman says, "Wow!" in all caps. And
Carl,
then at the end,
I love you.
But then at the end
Carl.
said, "Oh wow!" So,
Carl, you are so good for my ego. Thank you.
Same.
Yeah, thank you.
Derek Spicer also suggests Galadriel for you, the Lord of the Rings version, not the Rings of Power version.
The Rings of Power. That I don't know. Like she just has so much grace. I don't know if I could pull that off. But yeah, like with this wig, maybe.
Maybe. And David McDonald says that armor looks amazing. It was in reference to your Kita mashup, but I'm sure he thought all of your armor looked amazing because that's my husband and I am comfortable speaking for him live on air, apparently.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the Kita one. That was my first time working with the lights. So there's definitely a learning curve when it comes to the lights as well. It's like, how do I kind of hide it, but I still need it visible. So yeah, I
didn't bother the last time I used lights of like hiding the wire that was in it. I just put lights on a wire down in the spell bottle and was like, whatever,
right,
you can see the wire.
You have to tell the story about what that one person thought it was. That story's really cute. Remember
My
the
mind is completely blanking.
okay, so we walked up to get lunch, and the person who was at the food truck got really excited because she's like, "Are those
Oh,
paper clips?"
Wait, I totally
thought
missed everything.
they
you
were
just said.
paper clips, and she was so excited. And then she's like, "It still looks really nice. Like,
Hold
I'm not
on
trying to
one
be
second.
disappointed that it isn't a bottle of paper clips, but yeah, because all the wire was in there, and it was a daytime festival. I was Siri at Times of Future Past. It was a daytime
Yeah.
festival, so the lights really were not very visible.
Oh,
So it
What?
mostly just looked like a bundle of wire. So I'm not surprised. She's like, "Oh, paper clips."
but I don't think I've ever been that excited about paper clips.
Well, everybody has their thing,
Right,
that they're
everybody
like-
has their thing. I won't yuck her up, man. Live your
Yeah.
paperclip best life.
It was the most pure moment. And then I told her about getting excited about getting a label maker at work like months ago and how everyone looked at me like I was weird. And she's like, "Yes, you've got a label maker." And I'm like,
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I have a
'cause I
label
was
maker.
very excited.
Yeah.
I was like, I get to order a label maker? What? I was like, label
Yeah.
makers are sexy. And everyone at work looked at me weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
do I need to report myself to HR now? They're like, yeah.
Report yourself to yourself, Kelly, since you're the on-site HR.
Oh, you know what? I think that the HR, I think they're the worst ones every time. So they should have
Basically.
expected that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're good.
I mean, the only person I'm offensive to is my label maker. But yeah.
Yeah, you can be offensive with the label maker. We got one. My husband's so excited for this label maker too. Just in his office, there's just like files. Like, you know, they're files. Why is it being a label file?
Yeah, Willow over at Skylar Production says, "It's called adulting. My husband got excited over Tupperware at a thrift store."
Tupperware's expensive. I would have got excited too.
Right? You get that
Like,
nice stuff, like
yeah, like the legit. Yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
were really
Or
excited
the-
for our Pyrex, like with the
Yeah.
lids that snap in place.
Oh gosh.
Because
get out
it's
of my
fine hot,
head. I
it's
was
fine
just gonna
cold.
say that. Literally gonna say Pyrex. Get out of my head, really.
That's awesome.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, hashtag not a sponsor.
Pyrex, call us.
Yeah. Derek has lots of suggestions for your cosplay. I don't know if I'll put all of them on the screen, but he also thinks that you would rock FemShep from Mass Effect.
I can see it.
Ooh.
And if you're into Star Wars, he'd recommend Bastila Shan from Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, I don't know who that is. I gotta
KOTOR.
look it up.
I don't remember what they look like at all.
Derek's
I'm
good
like,
at the
I
Star
vaguely
Wars
recognize
because-
that name.
Yeah, like I'm into like the Star Wars original movies. I did have a hard time with the newer ones, but I did go to when they came here to Chicago. God, when was that? I forget when that was. 2019, 2018. I took my 3 kids and we did Jedi versions of a mermaid Ariel, Batman and Superman, and then I just did my Greyjoy one, but it was a lot of fun. Like, they had their like little lightsabers out running amok.
I have also done Jedi Ariel before, and I was so happy. And now I can't find it. I had a fork, like a big salad serving fork that was like the size of my face.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I made my daughter like a, what is it, trident, and I put these little lights, these little pink lights, and I couldn't figure out what I could use to make them light up. And then I was like, I'm just going to melt the glue stick on, and I can literally turn the glue stick, and they worked as the points for the trident. So I would turn the glue stick on, the pink light would go up, and it worked out great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, work smarter, not harder, and spend less money.
Always. If
Always,
you can.
man.
Always.
If you
Always.
can.
Yes, absolutely.
It's called couponing.
Right.
Also.
Yeah,
And
for
thrifting.
sure.
Thrifting.
Thrifting, man. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I also like
So-
to like take our old things and just spruce them up a little bit. Because I just like costumes, they just start to pile up. Oh my gosh, like the cosplays.
Yep.
I like my whole, there's like a closet thing here. It's totally filled with cosplay. And then I've got another rack, like a standing rack on the other side. It's just all cosplay. I won't show you because it's a literal mess. But yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Like, I'm not going to give it away or get rid of it. My goodness. They're like my
And you
babies
can't-
now.
You can't sell it because you are not going to get the
Oh, yeah.
value for it, like
No way.
versus the time you put into it.
Oh,
It's-
no way. Yeah. And it's like tailor made for me. So,
Yep.
like,
I'm with you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the process of a big organizing project. I bought huge cube shelves, and then everything's going in cubes based on everything's getting labeled.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Yes. Label maker.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I
did garment bags, no labels.
need to label maker mine because I put like this one has a unicorn sticker and this one has a raccoon sticker, and I'm gonna remember which one is armor
No, you're
pieces
not.
that are small enough and which ones are like basically all shapewear. No, unicorn versus raccoon. Which one is shapewear? Which one is armor?
I mean,
Why did I think I would
unicorn.
remember?
Unicorn's definitely shapewear. Like,
Except that it's not.
Unicorn is weapon because horn. Stabby.
Oh, there you go.
I have no idea. I don't know what raccoon is. Raccoon is
Oh, you
fur.
know,
Yeah, fur
I
cloak.
think what I was
maybe?
thinking was in Parks and Recreation, there's an episode where a possum gets into Anne's house and touches her bras. And I think that's what I was thinking of, maybe. Possums, raccoons, same difference,
Okay,
I guess.
actually,
But it should not
Wow.
take this much thought to remember which one is which one when I'm trying to throw a costume on. Like, I need to just put labels on them.
you really do. Wow. Yeah. Do I need to buy you a label maker?
I have one. I just got a bunch of label tape in for it.
Yeah. Label makers are sexy.
They are.
Apparently, that's like the subtitle of tonight's show.
Yeah.
Husband says
Adult theme.
everything is getting labeled. Label the husband, etc.
I have twins. I could have used labels on
yeah.
them when they were babies.
Yeah. You absolutely could have. I'm thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have identical. It's not the same, but I have identical twin bunnies, and I have no idea which is which. I took them to the vet a couple of years ago, and the vet was able to tell me.
Really? Oh, that's
Okay,
cool.
well,
it's
We
so
used
bad.
to be
I'm
able
a
to tell
bad-
because one of them was way more shy than the other one, but now they both like us, and it's like,
Mhm. Well,
like,
and
yay, but oh.
well, their markings keep changing, so that's why. So
okay.
but so the last time I took them to the vet, even the vet couldn't tell. The vet was like,
Oh.
"Wow, they really are identical," and I'm like, and also I used to be able to tell because they were in separate pens, but now they're bonded, so they're not separate.
Yeah. Like all good things,
Yeah.
but like confusing things.
So they're just like one single unit, Hermione and Ginny.
Yeah.
all smushed together. And
There
I
you
feel
go.
bad because I judged the shelter for not separating them. They were just like, we don't know which is which. Here you go. And then we changed their names and we're like, oh, we're gonna keep them straight. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I made bracelets for my sons for their ankles. So, I mean, if you're looking for ideas in the future.
That is a brilliant idea, actually. Ooh,
Oh
alright.
God. Charizard.
Charizard.
I get that one. Yeah.
Yeah. For
I
those
get-
who
I
only
get
have
called
the
that.
for those who only have the audio, Derek Spicer says Charlizard. Why didn't I think of that nickname till now? I dig it.
I mean, that's perfect. And we are at the hour. So, what we like to end the show with is Charli, I'm going to give you the screen and ask you for what sort of advice you would give to customers who are starting out. But I'm going to make this a two-part question since we're also talking about writing.
Okay.
So, let me give you the screen first. 1 sec. Okay. So, first of all, what advice would you give to customers who are just getting started?
Don't give up. Don't expect to be perfect the first time. You have not been doing this for 10 years. It's not going to look like people who've been doing this for a decade. And have some grace for yourself. Give yourself some grace. And you will learn as you go, and it will continue to get better. And you will surprise yourself. You never know what will work. So, like, keep everything. You could throw it in a costume later.
I love that. And what about for writers who are just starting out? What advice would you give?
I would say don't second guess what you want to write. No one is going to write it in your voice. Even if it's been done before, you are a unique person and it's going to be from a unique perspective. So don't worry about that. Just write what you want to write.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so where can people find you? I'm going to pop this on the screen, but
Yes, you can find me at my website. It's just my full name, charlirahe.com. My books are on Amazon or I sell direct. Yeah, and I don't know how many signings left this year. I'll be in Grays Lake, Illinois, in 2 Saturdays, at Author Fest. So come stop by.
yeah, you are just killing it with the signings and the book fest.
Yeah,
Putting myself out there.
Putting,
awesome.
just keep putting myself out there. Yeah, it's good. It's really nice to meet new readers and make author friends. That part is way more fun than I thought. And like the indie community is far more inclusive to me so far in my experience. They're always everybody's in it together, which is really, really nice.
I agree. And Crayle, you're muted.
So if you're only watching with the audio right now, the spelling of the name for the URL is charlirahe.com. So
yeah,
just want to make sure everybody can find our lovely author cosplay guest.
Thank you.
And you all should, because she's awesome. And Crayle, where can people find you?
So you can find me anywhere that you can find Kelly, which is namely at our linktree.com/Phoenix Sis Cosplay. So it's Phoenix SIS Cosplay. So that has my Pokeballs that you saw the ad reel for. That has mine and Kelly's cosplay stuff. Both of our websites, I'll let her say what's on hers in a second, but that also contains a list of work that I've edited, and yeah, basically everything that I've got going on is at that linktree.com/Phoenix Sis Cosplay.
Awesome.
Yeah. My website has my books, it has my cosplay, it has information about our podcast, has information about the audiobook version of my first book, which is in the works. I am very excited about it.
Yay!
Not wait for it to come out. I've been getting chapters from my narrators, and they're so good, y'all. So good. So, on that note, Charli, again, thank you for being here with us. Thank you all for tuning in for
Yes, thank you for having
the
me.
new night. Yeah, thanks. And so I'm going to run an ad from our sponsor, and everyone have a great week.
Bye.
Cosplay Cafe is sponsored by whycosplay.com, which is your one-stop shop for quality costumes and cosplay supplies. So click on the link in our show notes to get a 20% off discount. Or not, if you hate saving money. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Clicking on the link does help support our show. So, you know what? Just do the thing. Do the thing.